Hey guys, this is Apostle Ely. I wanted to come and do this live because I want you guys to understand about crookery and scamming, okay? And I want y'all to understand something. A lot of my teaching has to do with understanding self. A lot of you guys do not take out the time to do your research. The reason why you want to do your research because there are some things, no, you may not be able to know the mysteries of Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Palo, Congo, whatever the ATR is. But there's enough research out there that some of the basic information is available to you. Go into the lives of other practitioners so you can get a general idea of the terminology or the insight of how some of the things they do, so you will have something to compare. Let me explain something to you about a scammer. They dote, a con artist, they dote on you not knowing. Your ignorance is their advantage. Because so many of you guys, whether you want to admit it or not, you're so lazy when it comes to the things that you claim you want. If you put the time in, not only will you be able to verify somebody being authentic, whether they're in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, or Palo, but you will also be able to watch the fruit that that individual bears. Watch their clientele. People that are on the up and up, they don't have a problem with you verifying their work. They don't have a problem with you Googling them or looking up their reviews. They don't have a problem with you asking questions. Need to know how authentic are you? How far can you take me? Their knowledge. Some people are very knowledgeable. Does not mean that they can actually practice hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo, or magic. They may have a lot of information through research. They may have a lot of information through going to school, what have you. But them as a practitioner of that particular faith or mysticism, they don't do it. And you can find this stuff out very early on. If somebody is doing candle work or some type of conjure for you, what are their success rate? They say they are a divine healer. A lot of this stuff, all you have to do is watch the people. If I don't need to run down to the agriculture department, if you're an apple tree, you should have apple fruit. If you're an orange tree, you should have orange fruit. Know them by the fruit that they bear. I don't care if it's me. If I am so wise, is my wisdom working for me? And it's working for my children? If it's working for my loved one? Before you start patronizing certain people, there should be certain evidence that we show you. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to show you my degree for you to know that I am degree. I don't have to. Guess what? You don't even have to believe that I have a church. All you have to do is go Google it. If I am legal, that information is there. When you find somebody that is not consistent in the things that they are telling you, that's a red flag. We all make mistakes. We all, like, sometimes I'm quoting scriptures, I'm speaking so fast, sometimes I stumble over and I may say a scripture incorrectly, or just those things. That ain't what I'm talking about. I am talking about time after time you find inconsistencies in their pricing, inconsistencies in what their ability to do. They'll tell you that something is wrong, or you can't do something, then tomorrow or 3 days later they're telling you that, oh, you need to do XYZ, the very thing they just told you that you can't do. You understand? Y'all need to understand something. You cannot keep faulting people for conning you, scamming you, when you won't even do the basic of getting the information. Look at their track record. Look at my track record. Don't go by how well I speak, or maybe I might have the gift of gab. You don't know. Look at the people that I actually service. Are they happy clients? Are they reoccurring clients? Are there people that keep watching? Are there people that keep enunciating? Yes, I may tell, because my grandma used to say the biggest liar tell the truth sometimes. And the time that you meet them, they might just for the first time told the truth. That don't mean they're a truth teller. Some of y'all don't have enough patience. Let me tell you something. If you follow me, to thy own self be true, I make a lot of accountability on the person seeking the truth, because at the end of the day, just like a woman, you're the one that can get impregnated. You're the one that can receive a venereal disease. I'm not saying that men can't get venereal disease, but you're the one that can get pregnant. So if you're gonna be out here learning from people and being going up under people's mentorship and their guidance, at the very least, you should understand what their capabilities are, what they're able to manifest, not only in their own personal life, but in your life. You understand? I feel that, yes, there are scammers out here, and people that are scammers, they know when you're on to them. Ask questions. Ask pointed questions. When you do your homework, you can ask real pointed questions. When somebody, it's just like in the church, they say, when they can't manifest certain things, they say, oh, you didn't have no faith. They do the same thing in voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Palo, Congo. Same methodology. Huh? Then they fake getting upset. A con artist, a scammer, it is emotional manipulator. They're going to beat you mad. They're going to act so upset and so appalled, not because you're not telling the truth, but because they need to distract and disturb your peace. So you can get off about that they're not being honest with you, to get off how they feel about how you handling them. My products speak for themselves. My work speak for themselves. If somebody has a problem, I can address that problem. Anytime you're dealing with a con artist, they don't want to be held accountable. They're going to make you the problem. They're going to make you the problem. Okay? Some of these things that I talk about are very basic. Some of these things I discuss are situations and circumstances in your life that if you were doing your homework, I don't care if it's Wicca, I don't care if it's voodoo, I don't care if it's Santeria. We live in the age of Aquarius. There is too much information out here that will allow you to be able to detect what's going on. When you got somebody, it's just like in a relationship. If a man or woman don't want you to be, they're gonna make that person the worst thing in the world. Nobody on planet Earth is the worst thing in the world. Because guess what? They may not be good to you, but they may be good to me. Because everybody don't behave the same way with everybody. Okay? I pay attention to people's character and their heart. When you become inconsistent in what coming out your mouth, and I believe old school, your word is your bond. When your word cannot be bonded with me, I don't listen to nothing you say. I don't care who you are. You can be my mama, you can be my daddy, you can be my cousin, you can be my pastor, you can be my apostle, my prophet, my tata, my mumbo. When your word is no longer bondable, okay? Not up. When your word is no longer bondable, that means that you can't, your word don't have the weight to set you free. I don't listen. When it's not valid, with people where it should be valid at, I don't listen. And some of this stuff that I tell you guys, if you wasn't such a liar yourself, you would be able to detect when somebody's not being truthful with you or forthcoming with you, or when somebody's trying to distract or deflect. There's only one truth, y'all. There's only one truth, God's truth. If you really trying to grow, you'll take this wisdom in. If you're really trying to understand what you can, but when you hang around other people that are trifling, or people are dishonest and have con artistry, that's why you keep gravitating towards those people. I don't have, in order for God to bless me, I don't have to con you. I don't have to trick you. I don't have to. Also, let me explain another thing about a con. Fear tactics. Same thing they do in the church. Oh, you going to hell. To make you feel a certain type of way so you can do what they want you to do. Oh, you got a spell on you, got a hex on you, got a curse on. That's why I don't play with stuff like that. Because I think that, I know that a lot of you guys are so conscious about a curse, and y'all want to be cursed so bad for whatever reason, why somebody got to stop you and do you a hex or a jinx or whatever. You so vital to the operation of life that they got to do that to you. Unless there's something legitimately going on, it's probably just negative energy you need to be cleansed from, okay? If you are dealing with a curse, then you need a professional. You're dealing with a hex, you need a professional. You're dealing with juju, you need a professional. You don't need nobody guessing, practicing, or assuming, okay? And that's gonna cost you some bread, money, fettuccine, dinero, whatever you wanna call it. If you stop coming into these spiritual practice looking for something for nothing, if you stop coming to these spiritual practice looking for people to be perfect, look for them to be honest. I know that's a big word. Look for your godmother, your godfather to be honest. They don't have to be perfect. Your pastor, your preacher. Stop looking for that. Because ain't none of us. If they tell the truth, ain't none of us. Because the only way that we're able to help you, we got to go through certain experiences. And you cannot go through certain experiences if you don't have shortcomings, you don't make bad decisions, or you are not late. Whatever life experience you have. I could not be able to teach the way that I teach if I had not gone through the things that I've gone through. If I had not accomplished certain things and mastered certain things, then I would not be on top of my game the way that I'm on top of my game. I have setbacks just like you, but I turn my setbacks into setups. Okay? I play volleyball. You understand? You don't have to worry about con artistry. You don't have to worry about being scammed if you yourself would do basic homework. Do basic study, observation. If they're so powerful, my spiritual dad taught me that. If he said, if you are worth your grain of salt, I ought to hear about you. If you are so strong in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lacumen, your works are going to speak for you. No, you don't have to, at a certain point in my life, I no longer have to speak for myself. You know why? Because my works. I am 49, about to be 50 years old. If I'm so good at whatever I do, other people are going to be talking about me. You don't need to be speaking about yourself. So if you are such a good at cleansing, undoing hexes, whatever it is that you do, sir or ma'am, at some stage of your life, it's no longer talking. Your resume speaks for you, huh? Your resume, huh? Whitney got to the point, no longer. Aretha get to the point, Patti LaBelle. You get to the point in any practice that your work speak for you, huh? You don't even answer questions. You just check my resume, check my tutorial, huh? So I hope that you really take in what I am saying on today, and that you will stop going around allowing people to play you for what you have presented to them, a fool. Because there's a fool that gets into something and don't study. Listen, my mama, my daddy, the only people that I was gonna trust blindly like that. Anybody else, you can be tried and tested. If God says he can be tried and tested, I don't know who we think we are. As a godparent, a Tata, a Mambo, a Voodoo or something, Bokor, mystic, shaman, Ajay witch. Why? Because people are dealing with their resources, they're dealing with their soul, and they have a right to know that you can actually bring home what you're talking about. And a leader, and no matter what tradition it is, that don't want to be questioned about basic things, that's a red flag. Because at some point, you shouldn't have nothing to prove and nothing to hide. When people got too much to hide and they are too explosive on other people and everybody lying on them, everybody ain't lying on Apostle Ely. Everybody not making the same statement. No. Everybody lying on you? Ain't nothing. Everything everybody say about me ain't the truth, but everything everybody say about me ain't a lie either. And if you can deal with somebody that'll be that honest with you, because at the end of the day, my business is still my business. But I don't have to go around here and make everybody the devil, wicked, evil, witch, or itch in order for you to work with me. I don't have to put down another practitioner. If you're going to work with me, you're going to work with me. If you're going to support me, you're going to support me. People that make it a science about undermining and talking about other people, that's a red flag, y'all. Because everybody ain't the devil. Not even me. And I do dark work, and I ain't the devil all the time. I ain't evil all the time. You understand? We live in polarity and duality. My point is to come on here and to try to give you some basic wisdom and take some responsibility so you don't have to go on that long ride. You don't have to. There are certain things that are right out front. And guess what? At any moment you feel like that you're not being treated right or you're not getting what you're going to, it is your prerogative. You're grown. You're grown behind, man or woman. Get out. If you get on some point, you riding with Apostle Ely and you decide, no, this ain't for me. I don't own you. Go. Don't spend the next 30 months, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days complaining about what you, go. Because you grown. Do stuff in decency and order, but you grown. Do stuff the right way, but you grown. Nobody own your soul but God. All right, I hope this really helped, and I hope you take it for what it really is that I'm trying to do, okay? Con artistry, scamming, a lot of that could be avoided if you just did your proper research, all right? I hope y'all remember, subscribe, like, and share my videos.